This is courtesy of Matthew Welty, who's one of the hosts for the Complex Sneaker Show, and he posted the following tweet on his Twitter. I want Nike to make new Grails for this generation, like Kids of Immigrants, Saunders, Cortez 95s, not re-release the collaboration Grails from my generation. Not because I don't want people to have them, I just want the game to move forward. Re-release all the old OGs, that's fine, but some shoes are better off having moments in the past. They came out, they served their purpose, and now it's time to move on. You can't capture the same feeling twice of a brand's collaboration on the shoe. Now, I largely agree with what he's saying. You know, Matthew Welty is one of those type of people, like, most of the time his takes are horrendous, but from time to time he does have really good takes. This is a good take. I just don't believe him. I feel like most people from Matthew Welty's generation, they just don't want the kids to have the retros or have the Grails that they had back in the day, or that they missed out on. They just don't want these new kids to have them. They'd rather they be like Grails that live in the past, things that only they experience, stories that only they can tell. That's basically it. Even though he says, not because I don't want people to have them, I think he's lying through his teeth. And I think the reason why people like that don't want Pigeon Dunks to get retroed, they don't want Uncle Dunks to get retroed, they're upset that the undefeated Jordan 4s, because this comes from the undefeated Jordan 4, right? This particular shoe that was very limited edition. I actually tried to get a pair when they came out and I didn't get them. Instead I got a t-shirt, if I'm not mistaken. Instead I got a fucking t-shirt. I remember they released back in the day, right? Undefeated Jordan 4 Foot Patrol t-shirt. Back in the day, I queued up at Foot Patrol to get this t-shirt. Big up Wes from Foot Patrol. And instead of getting the shoe, I got a t-shirt instead. Because I couldn't get the fucking shoe. That's the t-shirt I got. Yeah, they're the one. I had this t-shirt. It's completely... I don't think I own it anymore. It might be gone. But I had this t-shirt right there. This Jordan t-shirt that's the undefeated, part of the undefeated pack. I think if I'm not mistaken, was it a prize or a raffle? I don't know how I got it. Basically, I entered the raffle to try and get the Jordan 4s. I didn't get them because Football tried a very small allocation of these particular shoes. But then they also had the t-shirt. So I think I might have bought it instead. Because I think back in the day, that's what happened. You'd queue outside of a store for shoes. And if you couldn't get what you wanted, you wouldn't want to leave empty-handed. You felt kind of embarrassed to leave the store after all that time queuing outside and sleeping outside. You just wanted to buy it, so you'd buy anything. So some drops, they'd have like limited edition, you know, whatever, apparel and stuff and whatever else. So at this particular time, they had this t-shirt and I remember buying it just to feel like it wasn't a waste of time. But, you know, imagine queuing 10 hours for a t-shirt. Obviously, I wanted the trainers. So if you don't know, these Jordans are coming back out very soon. Let me actually see. I think there's actually an official pictures of them out. I think I saw official pictures somewhere. This one. It's really happening. That was 2 weeks ago, right? Where's that from? Soul Supplier. So let's click this one here. So this particular shoe here, the Jordan 4 Undefeated, is the one that's got everybody hot and bothered. So this particular shoe is coming back out. Let's actually read this article courtesy of Soul Supplier. They're saying the following. The Undefeated Jordan 4 always steals the spotlight whenever we talk about the go of sneaker collabs. This is why the news of the sneaker making an OG comeback this summer has gotten all us excited. These days, sneaker collabs drop faster than you refresh your app, but rewind to 2005. Yeah, that's when it happened. 2005, fucking hell. And this Grail is a total game changer. The first ever Air Jordan collab. I didn't know that. Okay. The first ever Air Jordan collab check. Insanely rare double check. It was so exclusive that most people took an L, myself included. I got a t-shirt. And while the lucky few laughed all their way to the resale bank. Founded in 2002, Undefeated has grown into a cornerstone of streetwear culture, starting in Los Angeles, and the brand eventually expanded internationally, opening a flagship store in Japan and China. By the way, little bit of lore on Undefeated. They were owned by, I think the guy's name's like James Bond or something. I think his name's like James Bond. He's like this dude, really big, burly, white dude. The lore about Undefeated, which is funny, if I'm not mistaken, Aaron Bondaroff actually came up with the name Undefeated. But I think at the time, the owner, who now is owner of Undefeated, had the name a New York thing. So they swapped the brand deal. They swapped the brands. So then Aaron Bondaroff got a New York thing and he gave Undefeated to that guy. And then he ended up opening the store. So, you know, wherever, I don't know what happened to, no, Aaron Bondaroff got cancelled for some like sex pesty thing. But that's the law of Undefeated. It was Aaron Bondaroff came up with the name, allegedly. It continues. For the Jordan 4 collaboration, Undefeated drew inspiration from the MA1 flight jackets a timeless piece that transitioned effortlessly from military use to menswear. The result, a striking deep green, blah, 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 blah. The lower half of the sneaker, the top of it all up, da, 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 da. The undefeated Air Jordan 4 deep green returns on the 28th of June, available through Nike sneaker app and select stores for $210. So that's the shoe that's coming back. That's really divided opinion because it was an incredibly rare shoe. Like, I don't know, they might have made less than 10,000 of these, if not less than 5,000. They go for crazy amounts on StockX now. I think they go for like $5 grand on StockX. Let me actually see. But they go for a lot of money on StockX. They're incredibly rare, but they're getting retroed again because Nike doesn't have any new ideas, so they prefer to go back into the archives and retro shoes that did really well instead of making new silhouettes or new shapes. This is what they do. It's annoying, but it's what they do. So a lot of these old shoes that did numbers back in the day are coming back, and people like Matthew Welty and other, like, you know, snooty sneakerheads are really not happy about that. So let me check here. There's no bid. We can't. Okay, I want to check sales. Can we check sales? Last sale. Can we check that? It doesn't check me last sale. Where's it? There's no. Let me check market data. There's no sale to see when they were last sold. All sales. There's no sale from back in the day. I want to see how much they're worth. Okay, there's no sale at all. No sales data. That's weird. Huh. There's no sale data at all. But let me just let you know that they go for a lot of money. They're not cheap. They're gonna be like a lot of money. You know, no one's selling them. Okay, someone must have a pair of undefeated Jordan 4s available for sale. Okay, allegedly people are, yeah, there must be. Okay, there's none. Wow, there's actually none available on resale right now to purchase. That's how rare they are. Because these ones are not real. These are all fake, I'm assuming. All these ones look very, very, very fake. But, okay, cool. There's not a pair available at the moment, so I guess it is what it is. But in general, this is essentially what Welty is talking about. Welty is talking mostly about people who are upset about those shoes coming back. Now, anyways, I think this is a good take because I feel like one of the things that I've been like annoyed with sneakers, and I think that's why I've kind of not been into sneakers as much and don't buy shoes as much anymore, especially when it comes to Nike and Adidas. They don't really do any new models, especially Nike. They don't create anything new, which is really odd because I'm pretty sure Nike has a stranglehold on the talent. Most designers, most sneakerheads, most streetwear people, most fans of shoes in general, like myself, you grow up idolizing Nike. You want to work for Nike. Nike is kind of like our Apple. It's like, you know, two of the dream places you want to work at. Apple, Nike, and maybe Supreme. You idolize it. You dream about these type of places. But unfortunately, it seems like these places, they do hire a lot of people who are from the community, from the scene, who are interested in this sort of stuff, but they don't empower them. So you get there and you end up just like designing colorways, or you end up kind of regurgitating shitty retros, but you don't actually get a chance to create new legendary silhouettes and put your marker down on the timeline of sneaker history. It doesn't exist. So I'm sure they probably have a bunch of talented designers in their fucking headquarters right now, but they don't actually let them make new shoes for some reason. They always just opt for retros. So we have an unlimited amount of Jordan retros coming out, from the Jordan 1 to the Jordan 4s, but we rarely have any new silhouettes, any new Jordan shapes that are really pushing the envelope and really challenging consumers and really offering something different. Which is why I think, one of my theories, I think that's why Yeezy was so popular. Yes, Kanye did amazing work, but I think part of the reason why Yeezy was so popular at the time that it came out with Adidas, at least it was something different. At least it was something visually interesting, intriguing. It offered a completely different take on sneakers, on boots, on slides, on slippers, like on basketball shoes. It just gave you something different. And if you wanted to just stand out a little bit, buying a pair of Yeezys, regardless of which one you bought, would definitely do that and would definitely turn some heads. But for whatever reason, Nike don't want to do that. And it's very odd too, because I feel like the easiest crowd to sell new shapes to would be sneakerheads. Regular normies probably would prefer just to have non-stop Air Force Ones come out. But I think if you actually want to direct your attention and resources to, you know, supplying sneakerheads, because sneaker industry now is like $1 billion industry, if not multi-billion dollar industry, then why not give us something new and fresh? People are waiting with bated breath for it. And I think the success of other brands in recent years and the fall off of Nike sales and their stock prices, you know, the resurgence of Asics and New Balance and even Adidas to a certain extent has now been shown to be a reflection of, yes, those guys are doing great work, but it's more so also about Nike dropping the ball. and not actually innovating and not developing and not pushing things forward, which is why people are having a little bit of apathy when it comes to some of these limited edition shoes, because it's just the same old, same old. It's just the same old, same old. So yes, I would like new silhouettes. I would like the kids to have the new shit to kind of lust over and enjoy. But I think Nike just are resistant, refusing to do so. It took them nearly 30 years to basically make a like-for-like retro in that new Jordan 85 band. And they're wanking themselves off from every fucking piece of press that they have, trying to get themselves pats on the back for doing something that people, myself included, sneakers, have been asking for 30 plus years. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But big up Matthew Welty for spitting pure, utter facts there.